The news with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Tuesday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And change is a-coming, right?
Yeah, it starts today. Yesterday, summer-like. We're in the 80s. It did not feel like October. Today, though, we're going to sort of see those changes. Let's take a look at what's going on outside. First off, a live view in Cooperstown this morning. It's a quiet start. It's not really that cold either way. It's in the 50s for a lot of central New York. We'll, of course, talk about that momentarily. But just a heads up, we are going to see some clouds begin to roll in, but not before seeing the full harvest supermoon early this morning. It's still pretty visible. The moon sets at 7:38. So you have some time to view it early today before, again, it sets and clouds begin to roll in. The radar is dry here locally, but for the first time in a while, we take a look out west and we have some of those rain showers moving in, even some lightning detected here on the radar scans too. Now, again, this is not heading into our area until later on this morning into the early part of this afternoon. So early today, heading out to work, no rainfall is expected. So today we start out in the upper 50s to low 60s, a warmer than average start, climbing into the mid 70s to low 70s, and then pretty much hanging there with some lingering showers on and off throughout the afternoon. Widespread rain arrives tonight, and that's going to be the recipe for a cool down as we approach the rest of the week. We'll talk about those temperatures and the frost potential in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Another meeting is happening tonight.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back. Time now 5:11 on this Tuesday morning. As you head out to work today, it starts out rather dry. Rain showers developing throughout the afternoon. We took a look at roadways early today. Again, it's a quiet morning out there. Temperatures also not even too bad in the upper 50s, in some spots low 60s. Visibility still not really a concern today, again due to that increasing temperature and of course the increasing clouds from the southwest. Traffic tracker is quiet across the board early today, but a reminder as we zoom in here between Middleville and Fairfield. The road is closed along Route 29 in that section for the next roughly 8 weeks, and the detour between that zone will be between routes 169, 170, and 170A. They will be marked around that area, but just a heads up that, again, this road will be closed with a signed detour in place on those routes I just said. So today we start out dry, sunshine, mild. This afternoon, on and off rain begins to develop. Temperatures again climbing into the low 70s, so it's not going to be a very warm day like yesterday, but it's still going to be warmer than usual. But following today, we're going to see some cooler temperatures work their way in. No longer seeing 70s, mainly 60s and 50s. I'll track that, plus again, the frost chances throughout the rest of the week in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. One of the biggest groups impacted by tariffs have been...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Mild start today. Quiet weather across the region, but throughout the afternoon, we're going to see some rain showers develop. Yes, the four-letter word we haven't heard in quite a while, rain. Before we get to that, though, I do want to recap what was a beautiful weekend. Personally, we took a trip up to Lake Placid and got to see the beautiful fall colors. There's Lake Placid there along Whiteface Mountain, and it was just a gorgeous weekend weather-wise. Now, as we progress throughout the day today, the sunshine will turn to clouds and eventually a cooler weather pattern to wrap up the work week. There's a live look at downtown Utica. Again, this morning, we're not expecting any rain initially today. So, but as you can see here on the radar and satellite, it is slowly approaching. Here is that massive cold front spanning from Canada all the way into the central United States. Warm over here to the east, it's cooler out to the north and west, and that's going to usher in, again, that bit of a pattern change throughout the remainder of the week. Starting out with first rain chances. Now, this morning it's dry. As we head into the mid-afternoon, we're going to see some on and off showers. It's not going to be widespread and steady just yet, but as we head into evening, the cold front moves through. Roughly between 9 and midnight is our best shot for seeing sustained moderate to heavy rainfall. Following that, we'll see lingering drizzle and clouds turn to sunshine as we head into Wednesday afternoon. So we're going to see a brief window of rain showers followed by some dry weather. When it comes to frost potential, we're not seeing any frost tonight. Wednesday night and Thursday night, though, just a heads up that there's frost likely. Overnight lows going to fall into the mid to low 30s. Bring your sensitive plants indoors. In fact, at this point, you might be leaning more towards just leaving them indoors, with the growing season already pretty much done for in a lot of the areas so far with our first frosts across the region. Some locations still haven't seen frost just yet, but I think later on this week that will change. So clouds increase. Here we are with some on and off rain this afternoon. Overnight, rain showers become a lot more steady and a bit more heavy at times too. Then Wednesday morning, we start out with clouds and drizzle. In the afternoon, sunshine moves in. Temperatures peak in the 60s, but it's going to be a blustery one. And you can see here, overnight lows tomorrow night into the 30s in a lot of the area. So frost possible Wednesday night and Thursday night. You can see there a low of 29 degrees Thursday night. And then as we head into the weekend, starts out with sunshine on Saturday. We're going to see some rainfall potentially develop late Sunday. It's cutting it close, but for now, I mean, just following this rain, we have the next few days being sunny, but more fall-like. It's going to be a crisper 59, 62 degrees, no longer seeing 80s.
Yeah,
so
some people looking forward to it.
Yes.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5. Thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberatore. Meteorologist Eric Gage over in the Weather Center. And Eric, as you mentioned earlier, change is on its way, right?
Yeah, change is coming, Gary. Yesterday it was very summer-like. The rest of the week maybe feeling a little bit more like fall. And the change begins right now. Let's take a look at the current conditions out here. We start out with quiet weather here in central New York. Out to our west, however, rainfall is reported in Pittsburgh, mostly cloudy skies in Buffalo. Still same story right here. You got clouds out in western New York, but here locally, we still have some clear skies. If you didn't have the chance of viewing the full harvest supermoon just yet, the time frame is until 7:38 this morning. Of course, obviously, when clouds work in, it's a bit more difficult to view it, but either way, early this morning you could probably catch it before clouds and the inevitable moonset taking place. Radar locally is dry, but the first time in quite a while we have something to track on the radar here. Some showers, even a few thunderstorms out north of Toronto. And as we progress throughout the morning, rain chances will increase in the late morning and early afternoon. On and off rain showers expected in the afternoon today. And then, by tonight, widespread rainfall. We're going to talk about the more detailed arrival time of this rainfall, and especially following it, frost chances, the official end, potentially, to the growing season coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Negotiators for Israel and Hamas.
Omni, cutting-edge surgery without the cutting.
Welcome back, everybody. Our photo of the day today takes us up into the sky with a great shot of the full harvest supermoon here, taken by Rosemary in Lee. Look at this photo here. It seems very spooky, as if feels very October-ish with the Halloween festivities coming up in a couple of weeks. Can you believe that? We're already on the downward slide toward Halloween, then Thanksgiving, then Christmas. Just a snap of a finger ago, it was early in the year, January, February, all that cold and snow, but then we had all that sunshine and dry weather for this last couple of months, and now we're on the downward slide of 2025. Big shout out to Rosemary for that great submission. Shout out to those of you watching from Lee this morning. And if you have a photo like that you'd like to share with us, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pic. So this morning, it's not really that cold out. We're in the 50s and 60s, some spots in the 40s. But as we progress throughout the remainder of the week, we're going to see some colder, more fall-like temperatures. Maybe break out that flannel. Well, we'll talk about that, plus the frost chances and rainfall chances today in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Now to the story of a mom who went into labor during a recent Bills game.
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. We are tracking some rainfall arriving later on in the day today. To start out, though, it's on the dry side. And what has been a beautiful weekend so far, switching to a more cooler pattern later on this week. But just doing a quick recap, this is where I was this past weekend. A beautiful view of the Whiteface Mountain overlooking Lake Placid. Gorgeous weather up there. A bit busy. Pretty much every town in the North Country or in the Adirondacks, pretty packed. And I mean, you got a nice weekend in fall. You got very beautiful fall colors. Not surprising. But either way, live look at downtown Utica. It is a quiet morning out there today. Temperatures starting out in the 50s, some spots low 60s. And we are on the warm side of this massive cold front that's sweeping through pretty much the majority of Canada and at least the central portion of the U.S. And in the wake of it, we're going to see some cooler weather arriving later on this week with potential for frost over a couple of nights. When it comes to rainfall, though, again, it's a dry morning as we progress throughout the day today. We'll see rain chances increase by the late morning and early afternoon. This will be in the on and off rainfall type scenario. Will be some passing showers mixed in with clouds and dry weather. Our best shot for widespread steady rain will be after sunset tonight between 9 and midnight. That's when that front actually moves through. And then following that front, the winds pick up. It does remain a little unsettled early Wednesday with some lingering drizzle, clouds, and fog. That does dry up throughout the afternoon with some more sunshine moving in and overall dry weather entirely as we head into Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening. When it comes to frost potential, today, or at least tonight I should say, not looking to happen. Wednesday night and Thursday night, though, this is when we really start to see those frost chances become very likely. In fact, I think this will be the end of the growing season officially for pretty much every location here in central New York. There were still some spots in those frost advisories last week that didn't see any frost. I think this is the chance we get to see it either Wednesday night or Thursday night. Friday night, well, it does warm up a little bit again, so frost not nearly as likely. So piecing it all together here in the Skycast, clouds increase this morning. Here comes the on and off rainfall this afternoon. Maybe a rumble of thunder. The best chance that's going to be actually in the evening when that front moves through. You can see here it's going to be widespread rainfall after sunset. And then early Wednesday morning, clouds and drizzle turning to sunshine, blustery conditions and temperatures in the mid-60s. So it's going to feel a little cooler as we approach the middle of the week. 62 to 65 the temperature on Wednesday for the high, 55 the high on Thursday. Lots of sunshine, 61 on Friday, and then back into the mid-60s by Saturday of this weekend. But still, those overnight lows you can see there, 32 Wednesday night, 29 Thursday night. This is definitely the shot we have of really seeing widespread frost, and that will linger for at least a few nights, and then warming up again at the end of the weekend.
Yeah, but look at all that sunshine coming up.
Yes,
Good
it's
things.
cooler, but it's sunny.
Yeah, good things to look forward to. Still ahead, one last look at the forecast and a peek.
Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Tuesday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And as you were mentioning all morning long, finally, some change to lower temperatures coming.
Yes, it's been quite a while since we've seen some cooler fall-like conditions, but today is the turning point right here. Let's take a look at the current conditions out there right now. We begin with a live look at temperatures and official recordings here across the state. And one thing to mention is we've got some clouds increasing from the west, clear skies to the east. That, of course, front moving in, that's providing that cloud cover. Temperatures, by the way, in the low 50s in some spots, low 60s, you can see here in Rome. But there are some clearing, or there at least are some clear skies out east. So if you haven't had the chance to view the full harvest supermoon yet, this takes place right now. And the moon sets at 7:38, so we still have some time before the moon actually sets over the horizon. So still you have clear skies out east, but again, as clouds increase, it might get a bit more difficult to view it. Live look at the radar here locally. It is dry, but we zoom out, and here is our next rain chance. It does not appear to be a very organized pattern right now, just some on and off showers moving in. And those are expected to arrive by the late morning and early afternoon. So not everyone will see a shower, and if you do, it might not last too long. On and off rain is expected. By tonight, though, is a better shot for consistent, steady rain as that actual cold front moves through. And that front itself is going to produce some changes in the weather pattern. For one, it's going to cool things down a whole lot, but also increase the potential for frost. We'll have the details on that frost chance later on this week coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Another meeting is happening tonight.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back, everybody, to Sunrise. Time now is 6:12, and as you head out to work today, it does begin on the dry side. A live look at roadways this morning show quiet conditions, but that'll likely change as we progress throughout the morning into the early afternoon. Visibility, not too bad out there. Again, due to that approaching front, we have warmer air moving in, so with the rising temperatures, not a whole lot of fog can really form at this time. The traffic flow right now is green across the board, but a heads up for those of you that are traveling at any point between Middleville and Fairfield, right along Route 29. It is closed for the next roughly 8 weeks, and this is going to be closed for both directions, a full road closure. The detours would be routes 169, 170, and 170A. So just a heads up, if you do take that route, you might have to find a detour over the next couple of weeks. So today, heading outside, it's a quiet morning. Temperatures in the 40s to 60s, depending on location. This afternoon, we see some on and off rain chances, temperatures in low 70s. Of course, this front that's moving in is going to produce a change in the weather pattern. More fall-like weather is on the way. We'll talk about those temperatures and the timing of rainfall coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. One of the biggest groups impacted by tariffs have been...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. After a beautiful weekend and a beautiful day yesterday, summer-like, we're going to start to see some changes in the weather pattern. Before we get to that, though, a recap of where I was this weekend, exploring the Adirondacks, beautiful views of the fall colors from Whiteface on Lake Placid right there. Great weekend for fall colors up in the Adirondacks. It was gorgeous weather across the board, and it was the same thing yesterday. Today it starts out dry. A live look at downtown Utica. Some changes, though, are on the way as we take a look at the radar and satellite here. We are on the warm side of this front. There's a massive cold front moving through much of Canada and the northern half of the U.S. Behind it, there will be cooler weather. Not drastically cold weather, but just cooler by, say, 15, maybe 20 degrees. And along this line, we're going to see that all too elusive rain. So we take a look here at our rainfall chances, and after a dry morning, we head into late morning and early afternoon. We're going to see some on and off rain showers, and that's going to decrease a little bit closer to the evening. Then by 9 p.m. to midnight is our best chance for seeing widespread rain as that cold front itself moves through the area. Then by tomorrow morning, lingering drizzle ends and we will see some sunshine arrive later on in the day Wednesday with some cooler temperatures to follow. We'll talk about those temperatures here coming up shortly, but at least when it comes to the frost potential, there's no frost expected tonight. Wednesday night and Thursday night, though, is a really good shot. Pretty much a lot of the area sees some frost. Of course, this might mean the official end of the growing season. I know some of you might have already seen frost. You're wondering, well, is the growing season over? Well, some locations still have yet to see frost. So I'm thinking maybe potentially lower elevations in the Mohawk Valley might have a shot later on this week. Frost chances almost unlikely Friday night, though. So on our Skycast, piecing this all together here, clouds increase, a few on and off showers in the late morning throughout the afternoon. Tonight, widespread rain moves through, and then we progressively dry out throughout Wednesday with clouds and drizzle turning to sunshine and highs in the mid to low 60s. Blustery winds, frosty overnights, and overall a much different pattern here. Yes, we're going to see some sunshine return, but it's not going to be accompanied by 80-plus degree temperatures. We're going to be seeing 50s, 60s, mid-60s by Saturday. So it's going to be a cooler pattern, Gary. Maybe flannel weather on Thursday.
Yeah.
Who knows? We're in the 50s. It's going to be a bit blustery. We're going to feel some more fall-like weather on the horizon.
We were due, weren't we?
Yeah, it's been quite a while.
That's for sure. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us. And thank you for joining us for this half hour. If you're getting ready to head out this morning, get ready to head out to some decent temperatures. Eric, it's not too bad out there this morning.
Yeah, and even for a place like Old Forge, usually a cold spot here in our area, the temperature only sitting at 50 degrees this morning. So we take a look at what's going on outside, and it's a dry, quiet morning. And as we look across the area, we're also seeing some pretty warm temperatures too. Let's zoom in here in upstate New York. 61 in Rome, 50 in Hamilton, 53 in Johnstown, and 62 down in Binghamton. In fact, the warm spots, nearly 70 out in Rochester and in Buffalo. So out west, they've really got some heat this morning. Zooming in even further here, we've got 50 in Dolgeville, 63 Washington Mills, and in Deansboro, heading south, 54 Norwich, 59 degrees in Oneonta. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We are seeing our first at least signatures of rain showers over the Finger Lakes region. Best chance for rain right now, still sticking out near Canada, but as we progress throughout the late morning and early afternoon, we're looking to see our rain chances increase. So to start your day, clouds increase, a dry morning. By the early afternoon, and especially as we head into the evening, we're seeing those rain chances increase with widespread rain tonight, and then a pattern change. It's been quite a while since we've seen one of those. That's going to produce some cooler temperatures, and on top of that, some frost potential later on this week. We'll talk about all that, plus the more detailed timing of this arrival of rain in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Negotiators for Israel and Hamas.
To you by Holland Farms Bakery and Deli.
Welcome back to Sunrise here on this Tuesday. Our photo of the day takes us to the sky. Well, a photo of the harvest moon taken in Lee by Rosemary. Great photo right here. Very spooky, dare I say. It does feel very October-ish for this time of year. You have some wispy clouds affecting the moonlight there with some of the silhouettes of some tree branches too. So amazing photo sent in. Shout out to Rosemary and shout out to those of you watching from Lee this morning. If you have a photo like this you'd like to share with us of the moon, of fall foliage, of nature, of anything weather-wise, or anything you think could brighten someone's day across central New York, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Always looking forward to some of these photos right here again. Great photo sent in by Rosemary. So today we start out with temperatures in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, depending on location here. Elevation playing a crucial role. But as we progress throughout the day today, will warm up maybe as high as the low 70s, about as warm as we're going to get all week long because a strong cold front is going to move through tonight, bringing in a big change in the weather pattern. We'll talk about the impacts along with that rainfall expected later on today in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Now to the story of a mom who went into labor during a recent...
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Today we start out dry with some rain chances this afternoon and a big change in the weather pattern for the rest of the week. First, though, where have I been this weekend? Well, I was with some friends and my girlfriend up in Lake Placid in the Adirondacks. Whiteface Mountain, got a great view of the fall foliage up there. Personally was able to go through pretty much all of the Adirondacks and see the latest foliage and how it's shaping up. And it was so interesting because there were pockets of vibrant colors, then green, and then gray. Now at Lake Placid in the High Peaks area of the Adirondacks, right there by the way, there was plenty of gray, but there were plenty of dull, still peak colors across the region. So I wouldn't say this fall is up there with the best colors, but I wouldn't say it's a bust either way. Downtown Utica, dry morning out there. Temperatures again today starting out in the 40s to 60s, elevation based. But this morning to this afternoon, highs climb into the low 70s. We're on the warm side of this massive cold front. As this pushes its way east, we're going to see some rainfall begin to develop. Now, this morning it starts out dry. As we progress into late morning, early afternoon, we're going to see some on and off rain chances, maybe a rumble of thunder, but the best shot for rain is going to arrive between 9 and midnight tonight. Widespread, steady rain across the region. Then as we progress into early Wednesday morning around 6, 7 a.m., the rainfall tapers off. We got clouds, some light drizzle, and then some sunshine as we approach the end of Wednesday. But by Wednesday night, with those skies clearing up and that cold air mass over us, we have some frost potential Wednesday night and Thursday night. And Thursday night, I think, is the point where we really have everywhere here in central New York officially end the growing season. Now, yes, there have been some frost chances over the last couple of weeks, but I think this time pretty much every location here in the Mohawk Valley will see at some point some frost early Thursday. Then Friday night, it's going to be frost-free. So again, Wednesday night, Thursday night, frost potential going to be pretty high. So again, recap today, it starts out dry, scattered rain showers this afternoon. Widespread rain arrives tonight, rumbles of thunder possible. Following that, lingering drizzle turns to sunshine by Wednesday afternoon. But a notable difference in temperature here. You can see here 50s in low 60s, frosty overnight, and especially right here. Look at this, 55 the high on Thursday. It's going to be a blustery, cool day, maybe flannel breakout season here. And then by Friday and Saturday, warming up a little bit, sunshine, but overall, a big difference compared to this past weekend. It was 70s and 80s. Now we're talking 50s and 60s, Gary.
Not too bad. It could be 30s and 40s.
Yeah, we're still talking 50s, 60s. That's by any means still a pretty pleasant fall.
Yeah, we are blessed. That's for sure. The time right now is 6:50 here locally. The weather, things are about to change. We haven't seen this much rain on our doorstep in a while.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking maybe a week and a half of just steady, dry weather. Now we're going to see some steady rain in our future. I look at the radar right now. We have some rainfall reports coming in. Some locations still out east. Rainfall hasn't arrived just yet, but it has for areas out to the west. We zoom out. There is that rainfall on the leading edge of a cold front moving through our area. And not only is this bringing some much needed rain to central New York, it's also going to bring a bit of a pattern change as we look ahead to the middle of the week. Around the state, rainfall is pretty much reported in every single location, as you can see here on the map. As you head out east, of course, again, it is still dry, but that'll likely change in some parts as we approach the next few hours. Still, though, 71 degrees in Rome, 68 in Hamilton. Downtown Utica, cloudy skies, rainfall, at least light, just starting to arrive in the city. Next 12 hours show pretty much on and off rainfall, especially as we head into the overnight following 9 p.m. And in the wake of this cold front, we're talking frost potential, especially as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. We'll talk about that, how cold it gets, and if there'll be any more rain on the horizon in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Today, October 7th.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. It might have sounded like a broken record for the past week and a half, but at least today there's a new record on the record table. We have some rain showers rolling their way into central New York. A live look at downtown Utica. The roads are currently wet, something we haven't seen in quite a while here, and we're seeing that light rain begin to move in some spots, turning a bit more moderate at times. In fact, a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. We finally have something to look at here on the radar. It's been so quiet the past 10 plus days. Here we are with some rain showers coming into the western to central Oneida County, including areas of Oneida, Verona, heading toward Trenton, Rome, up toward Ava, Lee, Camden, eventually toward Boonville. And we're seeing some light rain in Utica right now, but it's going to get a bit more heavy as it progresses more north and east. This, again, is part of a much larger system, a massive cold front moving across the northeast. This is what we needed to spark some rainfall, an extremely large frontal boundary here. And this is going to produce that rainfall today, lingering into the early morning hours tomorrow. But by, say, 8, 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, the rain ends, clouds exit, sunshine moves in, and clear skies return for the next few days. And with that cold air in place and clear skies in place, if you wonder what I'm getting at here, we got some frost potential, especially Wednesday night and Thursday night. So there's no frost expected tonight. You don't keep your plants indoors. But tomorrow night and Thursday night, I'm thinking Thursday is our chance we're going to see a hard frost, meaning that pretty much everyone will see a frost, officially putting an end to the growing season. Now, some of you might have already said the growing season's already done, but still some locations haven't seen the first frost just yet. Then frost a bit less likely Friday night as we do slowly warm up later on the weekend. So after a dry and sunny morning, the rainfall is slowly moving in. It's going to be a bit more steady and widespread tonight. And then by tomorrow morning, clouds, fog, lingering drizzle. It's going to be a damp morning tomorrow. And then temperatures climbing into the mid-60s if we're lucky. A blustery day with sunshine. Definitely going to feel a bit cold. Then, especially by Wednesday night into Thursday, look at this right here. Widespread temperatures in the low 30s, in some spots potentially into the upper 20s in the Adirondacks. And then by Thursday afternoon, look at this. Our highs for the day in the mid-50s in the Mohawk Valley, 40s in parts of those higher elevations. It is going to feel like a fall day we haven't really felt in quite a while. So sunshine, cold weather Thursday. Friday, slowly we'll make up again with highs in the low 60s. Saturday, sunshine, quiet weather. As we enter the second half of Columbus Day weekend, we will see sunshine turn to some rain chances. We're slowly tracking a nor'easter moving up the Atlantic coast. Nor'easter, you're thinking snowfall.
Yeah.
In this case, though, thankfully the weather is warm enough where the nor'easter could bring just mainly rainfall. But it's on the fringe of our area. We'll closely watch it. Either way, it does dry up again by Columbus Day.
Yeah, scary word, isn't it?
I know, right? You're thinking this time of year, nor'easter, you can snow.
Eric, thanks. Well, Utica will play. Meteorologist Eric Gage joining us, and some rain coming down, a big difference from over the weekend. And boy, you had the perfect view, right?
Yeah, well, it was fantastic for doing some hiking. Well, I guess you can call it hiking. We basically drove up and then hiked the final part to get on the... And
you were up that high?
Yes, right up here on Whiteface, 4,800 feet, I believe, above sea level. Yeah, here's a view from it from where we were. Wow. And yeah, it was gorgeous weather. Perfect visibility with how dry the air was. Now, it was actually pretty warm up in Lake Placid. You can see actually Lake Placid right there in the distance. And then, of course, the mountain range here. One last sweep around. There's the High Peaks area. Then, of course, Lake Placid, the town right there. Lake Placid itself, Westlake, and, of course, the rest of the range here. Weather was beautiful, sunny, warm. It's a bit of a difference as we head into today and especially the next few days. Widespread rain is slowly moving in. For now, we're going to be seeing on and off rainfall, but there's that frontal boundary that's going to be pushing its way to the east. This is our best shot for widespread rain as it moves into central New York. So for right now, you can see pretty much every location in the Utica-Rome area and west reporting rainfall. As we look to the eastern side of the state, we have some more sunshine, but again, that's going to change over the next couple of hours. So still, rain is falling. Wet roadways in downtown Utica. Today, it's going to be a bit rainy, on and off rain, turning widespread again tonight. And then following that, this cold front is going to bring in some cooler weather. The potential for frost, too. We're going to talk about which days you can see it and how cold it'll get in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thank you. The Oneida County Sheriff's Office has...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Cloudy skies have turned to rain showers across pretty much all of central New York, a rare sight over the last week and a half. A live look at downtown Utica. A rare sight, too. The roadways are wet. You have to use your windshield wipers, something that probably that button or dial you had on your car might have been dusty from the lack of usage of the past, again, week and a half. But either way, we are tracking that rainfall moving through central New York. Here's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. A bit heavy in some of those pockets of yellow here, moderate to heavy rainfall, and then moderate to light rainfall in those areas in a dark green here. So following this initial wave of rain, there's going to be a better shot for widespread rain right here. We actually zoom out. Here is that cold front defined by that blue line and the pink or the blue arrows right here. And as that cool air works in, this massive cold front, we're going to see some changes in the weather. First, though, we're going to see that rainfall, which is going to linger throughout much of the afternoon, through the overnight tonight. It's going to quickly end, though, as we head into tomorrow morning. 6 a.m. Wednesday, it's cloudy, it's foggy, it's damp. We have some lingering drizzle. That does taper off. Sunshine moves in as we wrap up the rest of the work week. But there's a bit of a difference here. So yesterday we were in the 80s with sunshine. The rest of the week we're talking maybe 50s for highs, especially by Thursday. But the most important thing, the frost potential. No frost expected tonight. Wednesday night and Thursday night, frost is very likely, especially Thursday night, where we're tracking potentially a hard frost. That means that pretty much all of the area will see frost, something that we haven't seen quite yet, despite how cold it's been. Some locations still haven't seen the end of growing season just yet, but I do think that probably Thursday is our best bet of saying goodbye to the growing season, officially ushering in that true October weather. Friday, it's possible, but it's not as likely as Wednesday night and Thursday night. So piecing things all together here in the Skycast, sunshine early today has turned to clouds and some scattered rain showers. This will linger into the evening and overnights with rain showers progressively ending by Wednesday morning. As you can see here, it's blustery, it's cloudy, the clouds exit, sunshine moves in, but tomorrow's highs in the mid-60s. Tomorrow night, lows in the 30s, frosty for a lot of the area. And then Thursday afternoon, this is one of those days where it might hit you very quickly with how cold it is. Thursday's highs, mid-50s in the valleys, 40s in some higher elevations. It is going to be downright cold Thursday as that upper atmosphere is really ushering in all that cold air from the north. So, again, bundle up Thursday, maybe break out the flannels for the first time this season. Heading into Friday, it warms back up again a little bit, but not quite to the level we saw this past weekend. Columbus Day weekend starting out in the mid-60s. Sunshine, cutting it close for rainfall Sunday evening. But for now, expect a mainly dry weekend heading into, again, Columbus Day next week. Gary?
Eric, thank you. We are back with News Talk. Today's guest.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Card is tracking rain. Yes, finally getting some much needed rain. It's been more than 10 days since we've had any substantial amount of rainfall, and here it is. This is going to continue to move in from the west, and there's a lot more of it where it came from. We are tracking a cold front that will continue to produce widespread rain heading into tonight. The biggest story here is what's to follow. A significant drop in temperature will be following this area of rain heading into tomorrow and tomorrow night. Current temperature 67 degrees. It does feel humid outside. Our dew point's up to 65, even though it's not a hot day. The air definitely feels very saturated and a bit uncomfortable. Rain ends early tomorrow. We're expecting sunshine, breezy, and much cooler conditions to arrive. And we're looking at some of the overnight lows later this week. We're talking about a widespread frost, including the Mohawk Valley. Looks like the growing season will be coming to an end with some cold nights ahead. Rain this evening, temperatures in the 60s. We're tracking this big swing in temperature, along with some sunshine. A look at the forecast coming up. Back over to you.
The names of 3 local...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are tracking a very slow-moving cold front moving in from the west, and it's bringing us much-needed rainfall. You can see the leading edge of those clouds as we look in downtown Utica. They look ominous, but we are just tracking downpours, and it's widespread. There's more of this to the west, which means we're going to be in the thick of it heading into tonight. This is all, again, part of a slow-moving cold front. You're noticing the change today. Temperatures dropped into the 60s with the rainfall. We're going to see that drop in temperature continue as the front moves to the east. Wanted to give you an invitation to come out to Munson tomorrow. Karen Lamont is going to be speaking, along with myself, about some of her artwork, which has to do with clouds. It's going to be a great event. It's at 5 p.m. at Munson. It is open to the public, and it should be a really great time. Big changes in temperature ahead. Temperature drops from 82 yesterday to 32 by Thursday morning. Much cooler weather in store. So, yeah, it is that time of the year when you get these big swings. Air conditioner worthy weather to heat worthy weather. Whether you turn them on or not is up to you. But again, we're going to be talking about that 50-degree drop in temperature here over the next couple of days. Again, it's all caused by this cold front moving in from the west. On the other side of the front, the weather does dry out, and it looks nicer tomorrow as we go throughout the day. Widespread rain tonight. We pick up a total of 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of rainfall, which is a step in the right direction. It's not going to bust the drought, but it is a step in a better direction compared to where we've been. Temperatures tonight will fall into the upper 50s. Tomorrow, much cooler weather works in from the northwest. We start out with a couple of showers very early in the day. We'll see a return to sunshine. Temperatures will be in the low to mid 60s, and it looks breezy throughout the afternoon. Tomorrow night, skies look clear. Temperatures will drop into the low 30s. Widespread frost is expected early Thursday morning. Sunshine throughout Thursday afternoon, and it looks cooler with highs only in the mid 50s. So a cool afternoon, and again, it looks chilly Thursday night. Again, rainfall totals about 1/2 inch to an inch region wide. Again, the rain comes to an end early tomorrow. Rain tonight down to 54. Couple of showers early, sunshine in the afternoon, breezy, a high of 65. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The weather looks beautiful heading into the week. Again, Thursday in the mid 50s, feeling like late October. A pretty dramatic change here, but we do warm up. 61 Friday, 69 Saturday. We'll be in the upper 60s heading into the weekend and beyond.
All right, Phil, thank you.
Thank you. An American Cancer...
So...
Surprise! No, it should be fun. I mean, science and art, this will be fun to see how we can weave this together and learn from each other. So again, I encourage you to go out and check that out. And again, looking at some cool weather. An absence of clouds last night gave us a great view of the full moon. It was a super moon. It was really bright. Take a look at this photo. This is from Miranda Cool in Frankfurt. Beautiful moon last night. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see that here tonight with all the rain. But rain is a good thing. We definitely need it. We're tracking this on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. This is the beginning of it. It'll be around for most of tonight and into early tomorrow. And What's to follow is a pretty dramatic change in the temperature. We're going to see temperatures go from the 80s to the 60s and 50s here over the next couple of days. And the nighttime lows are going to be quite cold, looking at overnight lows in the 30s and 20s. If you're going out this evening, keep the umbrella handy. If you're going to be walking the dog, temperatures will be in the 60s. Tonight's featured dog is Max from Utica. And if you want to be part of this, head to Skycast WKTV on Facebook. This is brought to you by Nissan. Kristen, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. Utica's own Herman Garrix.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Finally getting some much needed rain. This is going to continue into tonight. A live look at Oneonta, temperature of 70 degrees. It's taken longer for the rain to reach the southern valleys today, so it is a little bit warmer here. But it's been a different story across the Mohawk Valley and North Country. Rain has arrived a little bit earlier, and it's been generally widespread for most of the afternoon. More rain will be approaching from the west as we head into tonight. This is all part of a cold front, which is going to create a big change in the weather as we head into tomorrow and especially tomorrow night. In fact, that's where we will start. Let's talk about the overnight lows. I think we're going to see an end to the growing season for the Mohawk Valley. Looking at frost likely tomorrow night, and then a light freeze, if not a hard freeze, heading into Thursday night. Just depends on where you are, but I think temperatures even in the Mohawk Valley will fall below freezing, which has not happened yet for some of the warmer spots in our area. I know the outlying spots have had multiple frosts, but it takes longer for this to happen in some of the lower elevations, especially in the Mohawk Valley. And again, it looks like it'll be time for those areas to see frost as we head into the end of the week, especially Thursday night. Sunset times continue to get earlier. Of course, today with the clouds, you'll probably miss it, but it is 6:32 tonight's sunset. By 2 months from now, believe it or not, we hit the earliest sunsets of the year already. It's not the same as the winter solstice. There's a difference between the earliest sunsets of the year and the latest sunrises. They're staggered by about 4 weeks apart. We'll get into that as we get closer. But as we look at our Skywatchers, temperatures cooler than yesterday, but still above average. Whitesboro 69, Mike and New Hartford 68. Might notice the humidity in the air today. Down in Norway 65, Jeff and Mohawk 66. Geneva 75, again, a bit warmer where the rain hasn't quite materialized yet across the southern valleys. A cold front again approaching from the west. This will move through tonight. In the wake of it, the winds pick up, temperatures drop, and the humidity drops. Tonight, overnight lows will drop down into the 50s. Tomorrow, temperatures don't rise very much. We'll start out in the upper 50s, but we'll only make it into the low to mid 60s. Cooler air works in from the northwest. The breeze picks up throughout the day. Sunshine is expected after a few morning showers, so the day will remarkably improve weather-wise. Tomorrow night, clear skies. It's cold, chilly, whatever you want to call it, down into the low 30s. Widespread frost is expected. And then a much cooler day Thursday with high temperatures only in the mid-50s. We're down into the 20s heading into Thursday night. Total rainfall out of this cold front expected to be about 1/2 inch to 1 inch region-wide. And we sure could use it. Rain tonight, low 54. Rain comes to an end early tomorrow. Sunshine in the afternoon, 65. Breezy. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Nice weather ahead. Lots of sunshine. Again, a couple of cool days and cold nights, but temperatures do warm up. We'll be in the upper 60s Saturday, mid 60s Sunday, and again, sunshine continues into early next week. We'll be right back.
Memorial.
Absolutely.
Let's get you caught up on the forecast.
So we're tracking some much needed rainfall. It's finally moving into central New York. We'll see rain continue into tonight. This is all part of a cold front that will be delivering a big change in our temperature here. A big cool down is ahead. Again, looking to the west, there's plenty more rain ahead, so we're expecting a soaker here heading into tonight. Many areas pick up about 1/2 inch of rainfall total. Current temperature 66 degrees, dew points up to 65. It might feel a tad humid outside, but that's going to change too as cooler air works in from the west. As we look at our weather headlines, rain ends early tomorrow. We'll see sunshine, breezy, and much cooler conditions to follow. Cold enough tomorrow night and Thursday night for frost, including the Mohawk Valley. So much cooler nights ahead. Rain this evening, temperatures in the 60s. Again, tracking a much cooler stretch of weather ahead. Look at the forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
Susquehanna SPCA in Cooperstown bought
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. A very different looking day today. After days and days of sunshine and warm weather, we've flipped the switch. We've got clouds, showers, a live look in downtown Utica. We do need the rain, and we have plenty of it moving in tonight from the west. This is all part of a cold front. A live look at the Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. More rain is coming in from the west. You're invited tomorrow night to Munson. I'll be talking along with Karen Lamont about her artwork, her beautiful artwork that has to do with clouds. Cloud conversations taking place at 5:30. Tickets are $10 for the general public, $5 for members. And we hope you can join us again tomorrow evening. Big changes in the weather. We hit 82 yesterday. By tomorrow night, by Thursday morning, we're down to 32. And this is all due to a cold front. So from air conditioning to heat. It's not that uncommon to see dramatic swings in the temperature in October, but every time it does, it's still a shock to the system. Heading into tomorrow, that's when the change will be taking place. Mike in New Hartford checking in. It was 68 degrees this evening. Helen in Cassville, 66. By the way, Mike in New Hartford picked up about a third of an inch of rain already. I think many of us will be seeing about a half an inch total here by tomorrow morning. Norway, 65 degrees. Jeff and Mohawk, 66. Skinevus, 75. It's taken a little bit longer for the rain to make it into the southern valleys. But everybody will be seeing rain tonight as this cold front moves in. In the wake of this, pretty dramatic change. Temperatures will be much cooler here going forward. Rain continues tonight. It comes to an end very early tomorrow morning. I think it's over just in time for the morning commute. Clouds give way to sunshine. We start out in the upper 50s, but we only make it into the mid 60s. So it will feel a lot cooler tomorrow. And also breezy, especially in the afternoon. Skies look clear tomorrow night. Overnight lows drop down into the low 30s. Widespread frost is expected Thursday morning. Sunshine Thursday afternoon. Temperatures only in the mid 50s. And it's looking cold Thursday night. Overnight lows in the 20s. So it looks like the growing season's coming to an end across all of central New York, including the Mohawk Valley. I think total rainfall will be between about a half an inch to an inch here. I think more of us will be closer to half an inch here by tomorrow morning. We do need it for sure. Rain tonight, low 54. Tomorrow, showers in the morning, sunshine in the afternoon. Breezy, cooler, 65. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Cold nights ahead. Again, we're down into the 20s Thursday night, but it looks beautiful. We're going to have lots of sunshine. Temperatures will be back into the mid to upper 60s heading into the weekend.
All right, Bill, thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. Utica forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Rain. We could use it.
You know what? Honestly, I was going through, what am I going to start with tonight? Might as well just start with the obvious. It's raining. We haven't seen this in 11 days.
Yeah. It's nice to actually get some rain around here because it's been
been
rough.
so dry the last couple of weeks. Again, 11 days in a row without rainfall. We're finally seeing it tonight. Here's a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The rain is going to become steadier and heavier as we get into tonight. You can see it moving in from the west. That's the cold front itself. And still, we're ahead of the front, and it's still pretty mild out there this evening. A temperature of 65 degrees, dew point 64. So we're still in this warm and slightly humid air. But again, that front's going to move in. The winds are going to pick up. The rain's going to come down. Not really seeing any thunder and lightning with this, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. Temperatures are going to cool off. We'll be in the mid 60s tomorrow, into the mid 50s for the high on Thursday. We've got a few chances for frost ahead too, including the Mohawk Valley. We haven't had a frost yet in the lower elevations. Temperatures drop down into the upper 50s tonight. Pretty warm night, but again, things are going to change. We've got some much cooler weather ahead. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Thank you. Amid the government shutdown.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're starting to see the rain come down as is a live look in downtown Utica. I shouldn't say start, but rain's been going on for good portion of the day, but it's been on and off. Now we're seeing the next round of widespread steady rain, and in some cases it's coming down pretty heavy. As a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Here's the cold front to the west. This area of yellow is the leading edge of it, and this is where we're going to see the winds pick up, the rain's going to come down harder, and the temperatures are going to fall. This is going to sweep through as we head into tonight. A dramatic change in temperature. Since Monday, we look at Monday's high 82, we get Thursday morning's low of 32. That's a 50-degree change in roughly 2.5 days. Well, thanks to that cold front rolling in. Now, it's not that uncommon to get these swings in October, but it's still going to be a shock to the system. So we've got the chance of frost tomorrow night. Light freeze, in some cases a hard freeze, is expected Thursday night. I think a lot of places could get down into the 20s. So the coldest night so far this season is in the forecast, and then just a possibility of frost Friday night. Of course, by that point, the growing season will be over across most of, if not all of central New York. So cold front moves through tonight. Things will start to quiet down and cool down as we head into tomorrow. We'll see a few showers linger into the very early morning hours of Wednesday, and then the sunshine is expected to come out. The winds pick up. It's a breezy and much cooler afternoon, and it's a lot less muggy compared to today. We had a little bit of humidity today. We're not going to see that tomorrow. Clear skies tomorrow night, down into the 30s. Frost is expected Thursday morning, patchy frost, and then just a cool Thursday afternoon. High temperatures only in the mid-50s, and then we'll drop down into the 20s heading into Thursday night. Projected rainfall, by the time all is said and done, I think most areas pick up about a ½ an inch of rain region-wide. There could be some locally higher amounts, but I think that's going to be the exception, excuse me, rather than the rule. And by the way, we definitely need the rain. So even if we're only a ½ an inch, that's one big step in the right direction. Rain tonight down to 54. Tomorrow, showers early, sunshine as we head into the afternoon, breezy, 65. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Plenty of sunshine ahead. It's going to dry out, and it's going to be on the cool side for the next couple of days. Again, 55 for the high Thursday, 61 Friday. We're back to the mid to upper 60s heading into the weekend. We're looking at dry weather into early next week. We'll be right back.
The forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Much needed rain showcased on the downtown Utica cam here.
Yeah, and that's where we're starting tonight. We haven't seen this picture in weeks.
Yeah.
It's been 11 days since we've had any.
It's been a soaker, too.
Yeah, and we need it. We're so far behind on rainfall. This is a good thing. We're going to continue to see rain tonight. A cold front's moving in, and so as the front moves through, you'll notice the rain pick up, the winds will pick up, and the temperature will fall. The leading edge of that front is moving through Utica now, and it's going to continue to push east, heading into the Mohawk Valley over the next couple of hours. The rain will continue into tonight, and then it will taper off early tomorrow. Temperature-wise, we're 65 degrees, so it's still pretty warm. We're on the warm side of the front. When that cooler air starts to work in, you'll notice the temperature drop. And we're tracking some much cooler weather over the next couple of days. A high tomorrow of 65, 55 Thursday. That's the coolest day of the week, and that's during the day. We're going to have some pretty chilly nights ahead, along with frost chances, especially tomorrow night and Thursday night. Tonight, overnight lows drop into the upper 50s. Rain continues. Still pretty comfortable night where you might be needing the heat for the next couple of nights. We've got to look at some chilly nights ahead. Look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Amid the government.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Pouring rain across central New York, something that we desperately need. It's been so dry. We've been running 6.5 inches behind rainfall since July 1st. So this is a welcome sight. We do have more to come for the next couple of hours. Widespread rain, a couple of embedded downpours. There's even been a few rumbles of thunder to the west with this. Though I don't expect it to be more something that will happen tonight, I can't rule it out. So it is possible we could see a rumble of thunder. The back edge of this rain is still to the west. A few more hours of this before things start to wind down, and there could be a few lingering showers into very early tomorrow. Big drop in temperature compared to yesterday afternoon, a high of 82 versus Thursday morning, down to 32. So we're expecting a frost tomorrow night. Pretty dramatic swing. It's 50 degrees in about 2.5 days. I know that this is not all that uncommon for October, but it's still a shock to the system, right? Looking at the chance for frost tomorrow night, a freeze is in the forecast for Thursday night. We're looking at overnight lows in the 20s. That looks to be the coldest night so far this season. And then the temperatures will start to warm up heading into the weekend. This cold front is strong, producing widespread rain, but again, a big drop in the temperature is expected. Tonight, the rain moves through. We'll pick up a total of about half an inch of rain region-wide. There could be a few sprinkles very early tomorrow, but then the sun comes out. The weather will turn sunny, and we'll have a bit of a breeze throughout the day. Actually, the breeze will pick up. It'll be downright windy at times. Tomorrow night, skies remain clear, and it's cold. Overnight lows drop down into the low 30s, widespread frost. Thursday, sunshine, a chilly day with high temperatures only in the mid-50s. Thursday night, again, temperatures are expected to fall into the 20s. Total rainfall with this cold front, about a half an inch. Some areas could pick up more. I think our computer models are on the high end here. I don't think we're going to get quite an inch. But half an inch is definitely a step in the right direction. Like mentioned, we've been running behind by more than 6 inches of rain since July 1st. So this does help, but we sure could use more. Rain tonight, low 54. Tomorrow, showers early, and then we'll see some sunshine, 65. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Chilly nights ahead, but sunshine, 55 Thursday, 26 Thursday night. That's here in town, so the growing season is toast. Friday's high, 61. We're into the mid to upper 60s heading into the weekend.
We need the rain. That's all we could say.
Absolutely. And hey, this is a step in the right direction.
Absolutely. Also, tomorrow, you